Hey guys, it's Christian, your Vancouver realtor, and for today's video, I want to talk to you about the empty homes tax. The empty homes tax, there's a lot of ideas about the empty homes tax people have that may be wrong, and if you're open to learning, I'm going to share some of those, maybe break some of those myths in this video. Is it making homes in general affordable? Let's take an example. When this empty homes tax was introduced, and I think people conflate the two. They think somehow this tax is going to make homes cheaper. It doesn't. If you had bought a condo when it was introduced in the summer of 2017, today, 5 years later, summer 2022, a $900,000 condo is worth 11% more. So it's basically worth $1 million. You went from $900,000 to $1 million. So homes are not getting cheaper. There's no question about that, and there's nothing the mayor can do about that. And just looking at the numbers, it's actually quite a slow increase. That's a 2% a year increase over the last 5 years, which actually is a very slow. So actually $1 million home today is more affordable than it was a $900,000 condo was in 2017. But that's something you won't hear the political elites talking about. And the reason why it's more affordable today is incomes are, of course, higher. And we have more tech workers, more professionals working in the city core who are making more than they did 5 years ago. Now, moving along, some other misconceptions around people, investors, these foreigners who are buying these homes and leaving them empty and just making gobs of cash. You know, and I've heard this even mentioned in my social circle where people have the notion that you could just buy a home, leave it empty for 5 years and still be ahead by hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let's do some money math. That's not true, okay? Let's just set that same example. The $900,000 very, very average two-bedroom you bought in 2017, it's worth $1 million today. So, okay, we know you could make a little bit of money if you sold it, but you still have to pay realtor fees, right? I don't come cheap. You have legal fees, so that's gonna cost you about $32,000 on $1 million. In addition to that, you have these taxes. So if you had left your home vacant for the last 5 years, when I add up all the taxes, you would have paid $65,000 in taxes in the last 5 years. So taxes plus realtor legal fees, you are behind. You're not making money. And investors know this. They're not stupid. They're not going to buy a home and leave it empty to lose money. I mean, you might as well just give money to charity. And that's, I think, what a lot of rich people do. They do that. It doesn't make sense, and that's why the numbers are so low. There's only about 600 listed vacant homes with the city of Vancouver. A few more notes on that. Leaving your home empty there's another drawback to that, and is that you're not collecting rental income. Had you left your home, this average two-bedroom empty for the last 5 years, and let's assume that you were getting an average rent for $2,700 a month, and you didn't raise the rent over the last 5 years on your tenants. I don't raise the rent on my tenants, especially if I like them. I generally will keep it the same. You let that run for 5 years, you would have lost out on $162,000 in rental income. So it makes no sense to buy and leave a home empty in Vancouver, and the homes are not gaining enough in value, and you're losing way too much and lost rental income. So no one's going to do that. I think there's a lot of politics behind this issue. It's a very easy. It's kind of like a Mexican piñata. You can kind of get it out and just whack at it, right? And build everybody up into a frenzy, and hopefully garner some political support and get some votes for it that way. I think there's a lot more creative, industrious means that this current mayor and city council could explore involving the private sector to really address affordable housing, to build more homes for renters, at market rents as well, than just building these little infill projects on this empty homes tax. But it is better than nothing, I guess you could say. And well, one of the things I also want to look at and start off with is the mayor. The mayor of Vancouver, Stewart. He really beats the drums on this empty homes tax, I think because it ties into gaining support from his political base. You know, maybe lower income people, renters, they like to hear that, you know, rich people are buying condos, leaving them empty, and it's all unfair. And so Stewart, our savior, is going to take care of it all. And let's go vote for him. Well, I just wanted to look at some of the specific numbers in this video as to the mayor's statements and his claims. My move to triple the empty homes tax will deliver more than $32 million in funding from homes declared vacant, more than doubling 2020's total of $15 million, to help build more affordable housing and fight homelessness in our city. At the same time, vacant properties are on the decline, meaning more homes for locals, not speculators. Well, that's very, very interesting. So the mayor's making some bold claims. So why don't we look under the hood and see whether they are true and how true? So let's start with the last one. He says they're delivering more vacant homes to the market. Well, let's use the city's numbers themselves. The city said in 2020, and if I asked you to guess, and I said, how many vacant homes do you think they're out there? 10,000, 15,000, 765 in all of Vancouver in 2020. And with all of these taxes, they were able to lower that number by 112. So yes, Stewart and his council was successful in adding 112 vacant homes in 2021. That's not a lot. I mean, come on, you got 100,000 people moving to British Columbia, most of them coming to the Lower Mainland, many coming to Vancouver. 112 homes is not even a drop in the bucket. So I just think that that's a little bit of political rhetoric. Now, the other part of this is they are building more affordable housing and fighting homelessness. Okay, so how true is that? If you've been taking the SkyTrain or you drive along Main and Terminal, you may see temporary housing that looks like this, and it is you're seeing this built on a lot of vacant land that the city owns. And again, the idea is to provide homes for homeless people and some affordable options. Well, this one, there's actually 40 units inside. It cost the city $3.2 million to build it. So 40 homes or 40 units. Well, it's better than nothing. If, as Stewart is correct, he's able to get $32 million in taxes on the empty homes tax, he would be able to then build, I assume, 400 more units if they built something just like this. So is that better than nothing? Yes. I mean, it's 400 more homes. Again, but it's a drop in the bucket. It's not making a big dent. And so I think we have to appreciate the scope of these types of statements and what difference they really are making. I think he'd have to take that tax to 300 to 500 million, and now we're getting thousands of units a year onto the market. Now, what kind of quality these kinds of homes are, how big they are, I don't know. Guys, thanks for watching. If you got comments on the empty homes tax, go ahead, leave those below. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe. We love having you, and we'll see you next time.